In-depth analysis of Trump's important figures being shot. Trump is angry. Collapses and immigration is out of control. How long can the United States last? On September 11, 2025, the 24th anniversary of the September 1st incident, shocking news came again from the United States that the conservative representative and well-known Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while giving a speech at a university in Utah. This incident quickly detonated the American political circle. Trump was furious and public opinion was in uproar. And we must also ponder deeply, when a man who advocates debating the law dies in the and freedom to carry guns that he defended, is this irony or a tragedy of fate? Before the video starts, please subscribe to us, retweet and like. Ukrainian woman fled the war but died on American bus. Just a few days before Charlie was killed, a Ukrainian woman who came to the United States to escape the war was randomly attacked and killed on a public bus. He thought he had found a safe place, but he ushered in a cruel fate. This case not only shocked the United States, but also made Trump angry. At present, the public security is chaotic and even affected the emotions of many people who originally supported the Democratic Party. 2. I oppose Trump's diplomacy, but I support his internal affairs. I don't fully support Trump. Especially in diplomacy, he is critical of his tariff policy, his handling of Ukraine, and his oppression of European allies and Canada. But in terms of internal affairs, public security and immigration policy, I must admit that he pointed out the root of the problem. Without reform, America's judicial system will systematically collapse. Third, the system collapsed and the United States became a warning society, not a legal society. Why did the judicial system in the United States collapse today? In a word, the cost is too high. The government is afraid of spending money, and it is afraid to be an official when it arrests people, so it adopts the warning system instead. Theft of less than $950 will not be investigated, and a registered police officer will be purchased for €0. The social service order has to be supervised by a special person, which costs more. As a result, there is no cost for breaking the law. My suggestion is very simple. First, implement rattan punishment, restore physical punishment, and increase the illegal cost. Second, serving sentences overseas, such as the cooperation model between Britain and Rwanda, reduces the financial burden of the country and increases deterrence. 4. Charlie Kirk is Baghdad's last line of defense. I often watch Charlie Kirk's speeches. He is not just someone who hides behind the internet and witnesses it. Instead, it is the embodiment of his spirit to really walk into the campus, step onto the podium, and debate with people with different positions. Harvard professor Sandel said that the core of is public debate, but there is no debate in today's United States for a long time. Only extreme left and LGBTQ identity politics are going further and further, and extreme right fascism and extreme nationalism are emerging. Social media and big data create information subtraction. People only listen to their favorite voices and only intensify their positions in the stratosphere. Anonymous users have become weapons to tear society apart. 5. The most wonderful counterattack. You can define gender, but you can't define yourself as black. Charlie once faced a question from a black LGBTQ woman who claimed that I was a man. Charlie immediately asked, "Can I say I am black?" This is not a mockery, but a logical challenge. It is common sense that white people can't say they are black, so why can men define themselves as women, so as to use women's locker rooms, participate in women's sports, and even bathe with women? This is no longer freedom, but violation of the freedom of others. According to the logic of the General Dispatch, can I also call myself a disabled person, so as to occupy parking spaces for disabled people and give priority to boarding? Is this fair to someone who really needs help? 6. It is clear that policies should be done to save people within their capabilities, rather than the whole people opening up the door. I support the acceptance of real political refugees, such as Li Jing and others, but it is impossible to open borders on a large scale. A large number of pseudo-refugees with real identities not only drag down finances and undermine public security, but also aggravate cultural conflicts. Today's chaos in Europe and America largely comes from the abuse of sympathy. The leftists sacrifice the safety and resources of their own people in the name of humanity. 7. The gun freedom underwriting law should retain the current right to carry guns on the street. Charlie Kirk once strongly opposed the gun control bill promoted by the Democratic Party and advocated relaxing the freedom to carry guns, but he died of guns. We can't help but ask, isn't that the ultimate irony? I'm not against the castle law. In your own home, you should have the right to armed self-defense. But I firmly oppose legally holding guns in the street because it is a threat to life when guns fall and go off, and holding guns in the street is a threat to public places and others' psychology. The Constitution guarantees that freedom should not be used as a weapon to threaten the freedom of others. My suggestion is that all legal firearms must be chipped and an automatic warning will be issued when entering public areas. Restrict gun ownership on the street, but protect the right of defense in the private sphere. Strengthen the right of self-defense in shops, families, and private territory, and retain the legitimacy of preemptive strike. 8. Conservatism and progress are not enemies. Extremism is the value of the left, and the right also has a bottom line. However, going to the far left or far right will eventually destroy itself. Instead of laughing at Charlie Kirk's death, we should be alert to the social focus he faced. He is a man who is willing to stand on the podium to face meaning and defend his faith with words. Words deeply mourn Charlie Kirk, and a moment of silence for. Charlie's death is not only a tragedy for one person, but also a portrayal of the challenges facing American and freedom at present. He dares to speak and argue, and dares to challenge centralization and political correctness. This is the voice we should respect. May this video take you to rethink the society you live in. Like us, please subscribe to Little Blue Man, retweet and like.